And now, broadcasting from Bad Street, USA, in Atlanta, Georgia, and Long Island, New York, it's time for the Retro Wrestling Rewind. Now, here are your hosts, David Fine and Alex G.
Welcome in to another edition of the Retro Wrestling Rewind. As always, I am David Fine, alongside the true Long Island IC, Alex G. As you just heard, we have a brand new intro. It was voiced by, yes, I know you're going to find this hard to believe, but I'm actually hustling on the side. I have a new voiceover client in my back pocket. His name is York Reed. He's out of Charlotte, the Queen City. Speaking of that, did you
I thought your side gig was prostitute.
That's my side gig.
Okay. Letting midgets spit on you for money. It's a weird job.
Yes, and
someone has to do it, though. You've had a midget spit on you before?
Yes.
Really? Where did this happen?
I was in New Orleans, and I met Hornswoggle at a bar. He asked me.
He spit at you?
Yeah, he bummed me for a smoke, and I said I didn't have one, and he spit at me.
Okay.
Yeah, but speaking of the Queen City, did you happen to see the commercial at the Game of Games? You can't say the S word, the SB word will get sued. With Nature Boy Ric Flair.
I did.
Yeah, he's getting paid. So I mean, I'm sure.
Here's the thing about Flair, and I think it's kind of funny. He in the last 20 years has been more pop culture relevant than I would say Hulk Hogan at this point.
Yeah, I mean, what was it, the rapper that had the song about him?
Oh, there's been a couple of them.
Yeah, I mean, I know you find this hard to believe, but I'm not a big rap fan, but I'm just.
Yeah.
But, boy, folks, last week's show was.
Record to listen to, by the way, I only listen to Czarface, so go listen to some Czarface.
No, that's
the only I listened to in 2020.
Yeah, I don't even know what the hell that is, but just
when you make a rap song and you reference Lex Luger slamming Yokozuna, I'm a fan of yours.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go look at that. But folks, this week I picked another great winner of a broadcast to talk about. We talked about WrestleMania 15. It cannot be any worse than last week's UWF show, but
the show's not bad. It's Attitude Era.
Yeah, it was. It did include a run-in and an appearance by our buddy the Blue Meanie, and looking a little younger than he currently is. And
I don't know, he looks pretty good for his age. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, you look terrible for your age. And you're like 25?
I am 19.
That explains a lot.
Inches from the ground.
Oh yeah, I know. But anyway, we're talking WrestleMania 15. Before we start talking about it, before we review it, what were your thoughts going into watching WrestleMania 15? I don't know. Has it been a minute since you've seen this WrestleMania?
It's been a while. I used to have this WrestleMania box set my dad got me for Christmas, right? So I had all the WrestleManias up to 15 on tape.
God,
I still have those on. I still have them in my garage.
Your father must have freaking loved you. You had a great dad.
You know what? Not for nothing. Usually, I'm very insane when it comes to presents, and I need to know what they're all going to be. So I really I need you to go buy me this for Christmas if you want to get me a Christmas present. So that's the way I was as a youth, and recently, once again, as a 37-year-old. You need to buy me this. I have an Amazon wish list. Buy it off the fucking wish list. Don't buy me some stupid shit.
Oh, crap.
But this is one of the presents I didn't ask for. I never asked for this. So me being shocked and awed that someone actually got me something good for Christmas that I didn't ask for, it's probably my favorite Christmas present of all time.
Yeah, it was, hey, shit. WrestleMania is 1 through 15.
WrestleManias on tape?
You probably still have them, don't you?
They're in my garage.
They're somewhere in your garage, and
they came in a nice, they came in it's a set, so it comes in a box. It says WrestleMania on it, his WWF logo was on it. It's cool. This is this is not even edited or anything. They're fucking pristine, Coliseum home video versions of this. Hey, Slick Song, Jive Soul Bro still in there, Demolition's in there. When they went over the DVD, then when they start fucking around with some shit. but all the tapes were fine. It's just when they went to DVD, like there's a version of WrestleMania 6 out there that does exist on DVD, and this was a home video release that they just completely muted Jesse's commentary on it. So it's Gorilla talking to himself.
I mean, of course, it's Gorilla talking to himself, but he's not really talking to himself, but it makes it sound like he's talking to himself. That's just, why do they do that?
I don't know. I mean, I know they had the lawsuits with Jesse and shit like that. So
like, you know what? Fuck it. You know what? We're going to mute you out of everything that we've ever done. And
then the DVD releases, when you got like the anthology sets, like that's when all the music bullshit started happening. It's like, oh no, Demolition's theme is now weird and no one like, why? Demolition's theme was awesome. It was on fucking Pile Drive.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't understand what the problem is.
Yeah, I mean,
and like those are like songs. Like I understand not paying for some songs. Like, hey, you're not gonna pay for all that like legitimate like music they use like Crockett. Like, oh, you're not gonna pay Iron Man, right? It's gonna be fucking expensive, right?
Or We Will Rock You.
Yeah, I know. I get that to a degree, but this is a song that's literally on your wrestling album. Like, you just pay the money for that. That's part of your history.
Yeah, I mean,
like I can, like I'll give you an example. Like Hogan, Hogan '84, right? Going into halfway through '85, he had "Eye of the Tiger," right? The Survivor song. So I kind of understand why they don't use that anymore. But if you ever watch like Hogan come into "Eye of the Tiger," the place goes fucking bananas. It's awesome. Then he had like the rock and wrestling theme for a while, and then he got Real American after that.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that it's kind of minor, and people would probably be like, well, why does it really matter? It's like whenever I watch the NWA stuff on the network, and then I watch it on YouTube, I mean, it's just like it sometimes it doesn't really matter because the wrestlers don't. But like I always say, gorgeous Jimmy Garvin coming to Sharp Dressed Man and him dancing, that makes the but when he's coming to some generic bullshit,
I think ECW probably got it the worst.
Yeah.
Because Paulie didn't care. He was just throwing fucking shit out there. So.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, there's no reason to watch any of the ECW. I mean, most of the ECW pay-per-views and stuff on the network because they don't include like the Sandman theme song and and all the other good ones. That it's just like you've told us millions of times that, especially in ECW, the theme song made the person. I mean, yeah, I mean, because Sandman coming out to some generic bullshit. I mean, it takes the luster off of his character. I mean, it's just I don't know, but it's
I mean ECW had so many memorable theme songs that was popular music at the time that it's hard to get away from that. Like,
yeah, but we have to, of course. WrestleMania 15 happened, what was it, March 28th, 1999.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember 1999?
I sure fucking do.
Well, how old were you in 1999?
I was 17 years old.
You were 17. You know what I was doing in March
20? He's only 17. 17.
I'm about to put a disclaimer that we do not condone crappy singing on the podcast, just crappy talking. No, March 29th, 1999, I was 3 months away from getting hitched. So I was graduating from college, as I would say, and getting a degree in communications. And, well, look at me now. I'm just talking to a guy from Long Island, so I'm living the dream. I am living the fucking dream. But, speaking of living the dream, we had dinner with my father tonight, and he said hello to you. He asked me. He said, "So y'all going down to WrestleMania this year?" I'm like, "No, we're gonna have to pass. But if it's back in Atlanta, or maybe if it's ever, I don't think WrestleCon will ever be back in New York because of just their logistics of setting up stuff, and they everything's unionized.
I mean, because 29 WrestleCon was in Jersey.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll do fucking like Manhattan.
No, because it's just that if it was in Atlanta where it's a right to work state, they don't have unions. I mean, they have like TV unions, but not like setting up shit unions. I mean, in New York, you have to like. I remember whenever they gave us the information to, if we wanted something set up, we had to go through this union. I'm like, can't have anybody do. I'm like, that just sounds like a nightmare. But you know what happens every day, so it's like. And I don't think they're definitely not gonna have that problem in Tampa because they're at like George Steinbrenner Stadium,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be outside. Well, it's not gonna be outside. Some of the stuff's gonna be outside, but I mean, WrestleMania. It's compared to last year's WrestleMania. I mean, this WrestleMania we're talking about, WrestleMania 15, was not bad. It just had it just
No, it's Attitude Era.
but it was it was
You get to see, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, how thin their fucking roster was in 1999. Thank God the Radicals came in because their roster is really, really, really shallow. All the really good talent in WCW at this moment. So you see, like, hey, he got Hardcore Holly. Like, really? You know what I mean? Like, oh, like, look at the rest of the matches. Again, it's just they're light on talent. And that's the bottom line. It's like when you have to get like, oh, you have to have a WWF Tag Team Championship match, and you got to have D'Lo Brown and Test as your challengers. You got problems. You got problems.
And when you have fucking Butterbean, should be called Butterball, taking on Bart Gunn, I mean, and a fucking, I mean, I don't know.
You got nothing. You got nothing on the Brawl for All or Butterbean fucking murdering Bart Gunn in the ring.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it was. I wanted to fast forward that boxing match. Thank God it didn't.
35 seconds long.
Yeah, it didn't go very long. So I mean, didn't really have to. I mean, what were your thoughts on Butterbean?
Like for like a tough, like again, it's so fucking 1999. Like he was popular because he's doing a lot of these tough man contests, and he was doing some pro boxing, but I think he had a pretty dismal career in pro boxing. But he was known for these tough man contests that were big on TV. More that Crash TV Jerry Springer type shit. You know what I mean? That's what it was all about. So the more fucking scraping the bottom of the barrel, the better. Those shits got high ratings for whatever fucking reason. It made no sense. That's probably why wrestling was getting high ratings at the time. It was just like, whatever your low IQ programming, that's what we watched.
Yeah, and you were talking about the tag team titles, and it was D'Lo and Test. It was funny. They won a battle royal that was on Heat, on Sunday Night Heat. I mean, it's just like, like you said, their roster was thin. I mean, and you know who was awesome?
I mean, again, you have Edge and Christian, but they're just starting out. I don't think the Hardys are in yet, although they might be just coming in now. They really needed that Benoit Guerrero. Jericho comes in not too long after this. They're really depleted here on the roster. Again, if you would have told me like in early 1997 that the WWF was going to lose Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart and still win the Monday Night War, I would have called you a goddamn liar, because that shouldn't have happened. Because you literally your top two guys are gone from 96 to 97. Like, they're gone. So thank God Austin exploded the way he did, or they'd be fucked.
Yeah, I mean, the first match that we saw, Hardcore Holly, Al Snow with Head, and Billy Gunn in a triple threat match for the Hardcore Championship. Your thoughts on the Hardcore Championship?
In general?
Yeah.
It was fun in 1999. In 2020, not so much.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really watched much new programming for WWE because to be honest with you, I mean, I'm really, really fixated on AEW. I don't know why. I guess they're the new toy in town, so it's like, it's like the new thing. It's like, you got the DVDs or the, huh?
To fucking pull me into that. I'm still waiting for something to pull me into that show. I still haven't seen it yet.
What, AEW?
I'm waiting for a promo or something to really pull me in so I can watch that show on a weekly basis.
I mean, nothing's really got you wanting to watch it each week.
No, not even the MJF Cody stuff. It's just I'm waiting for something to. I don't know what it is. I'm waiting for it, whatever it is. They don't have it right now for me, but whatever that is, and then it gets me to watch regularly. Well, I watch pseudo regularly, I guess.
I mean, is there something that would pull you in to watch NWA Power?
I don't know. I watch it every week.
Oh well, I mean,
Sean Mooney did it. He did it for me. That was it.
Oh, you're a Mooney man.
I do. No, well, here's the thing about Sean Mooney. I think people don't realize, especially up here in New York, he was an anchor here. So like he was on like our late night news, like our 10 o'clock news.
Yeah,
like, he was a WOR.
I mean, I think that was a good get for them. I mean, it's
for sure.
I mean, I'm not sure if Dave Marquez is just kind of stepping back on his on-camera roles and just
There's
kind
not
of
a lot of like professional announcers like still left.
I mean, there's me, but that's beside.
No.
Yes.
Unprofessional, maybe.
You know
You
what?
don't even have a tuxedo anymore. It doesn't fit.
How do you know?
I know.
Oh, you didn't know? Somebody better call somebody. No.
I hacked your Nest cameras in your house. Now I'm watching you.
Well, so I apologize for that incident the other evening that you just happened to see. But
you didn't have to pee on him.
Sorry, he asked for it.
He did.
I'm just saying.
Give you $10 too.
So Hardcore Holly, he goes
to fight. This is the thing about this match. I want to interrupt you because it needs to happen. All right. So there's a thing I need people to understand about what's going on here. Hardcore Holly and Al Snow are in a feud with the Road Dogg. They do like they're swapping the belts back and forth, whatever. That's the feud. And Billy Gunn is feuding with Goldust and Ken Shamrock and Val Venus. So as I guess you would call it, because this is Vince Russo at his prime here, by the way. You can't forget that. Out of nowhere, Billy Gunn wins the Hardcore Championship and the Road Dogg wins the Intercontinental Championship, and they're basically essentially switched spots on this show. So, like, Billy Gunn doesn't really have an issue with Hardcore Holly or Al Snow, but they're having this triple hardcore threat match for the Hardcore Championship, and Road Dogg doesn't necessarily have a personal issue with Goldust or Shamrock or Venus. So, it kind of takes a lot of heat out of this. But, what are you going to do? But I'd like to see Hardcore Holly. He won here, I guess.
Okay. Pause it for a second. Are you a more hardcore Holly fan or a Bob Sparkplug Holly fan?
I'm more of a Hollywood Bob from Smokey.
You didn't like his kind of his racing references, being a racer.
That was bad. Like Thurman Sparky Plug was never going to be WWF champion.
No,
and he's good enough. He's halfway decent promo. He's good in the ring. I mean, there's nothing bad about his work. It's just like the characters. Now, this is the best character, and he's been this character pretty much ever since. This is the best character that he's ever portrayed, but he's been in the Fed for a very long time at this point. I think he entered with 93. So he's in there 6 years. And if you're stuck in the mid-card or lower mid-card for that amount of time, it's hard for me to see you as not that. Like, he really needed to go to WCW and come back and got refreshed. So it's like, it's Thurman Sparky Plug, and it's 1999 now, and now he's hardcore all of a sudden. What are you going to do there?
Yeah, I mean, it was...
He had one great match with Brock Lesnar, though, at a Royal Rumble, though.
Speaking of Brock Lesnar, you know who he said he was never going to wrestle?
Me?
Well, yeah, I mean, because he's afraid of you. Yes, I said that, Brock. You're afraid of Alex G. No, Matt Riddle. He said he will never face Matt Riddle.
I think it's an angle.
Huh?
I'm pretty sure that's an angle.
Yeah, I mean, Kurt Angle?
Yeah, Kurt.
I mean, do you think that would be a good legitimate fight between him and Riddle?
On the, like, WWE circumstances or like UFC circumstances?
No, fake. I mean, sorry, sports entertainment rules.
I think the match would be entertaining. It's just Brock works better with little people like Finn Balor and Seth Rollins and AJ Styles.
Yeah, I mean, if Matt can just run around the ring and Brock will be blown up, then he'll be fine. I mean, Although in a legitimate fight, I would like to see that as a legitimate fight, but I think they're in way too different weight classes, though. You think? I mean, I don't know what the weight class is. I don't know how much. I don't think Matt Riddle was a heavyweight, although he might have been. Yeah, I don't know. Let's take a look. That's why we have Wikipedia, right? Yeah, on the old Google machines. Yeah. I don't care. I use Wiki because sometimes I don't know the answer, and why do we have to guess about it? Yeah, I mean, don't look up my name on Wikipedia. So. Oh. I look it up in Pornhub. He was a welterweight. So
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I still think that'd be a great match. Hopefully, it is an angle, and I mean, but I mean, what were your thoughts on Hardcore Holly being the Hardcore champion?
Man, the name fits, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. And I will give Vince Russo credit for this, right? And he's really good at it. He was able to take a roster of people and give everyone on the roster interesting things to do at the very least. So it's not like a modern WWE product where, hey, there's like 3 or 4 top angles, and then everyone else is not essentially doing anything. When you Vince Russo, everyone was doing something, and something sort of important. So it kind of play. That's his strength as a writer, is making sure that everyone in the card was slotted and everyone was doing something that he would consider interesting. So I give him credit there. So no one was like, there wasn't a scenario here was like, I got nothing for you. The creative has nothing for you type shit. Like, no, he had something for everybody. It might have been bad, but he had something for you.
yeah, I'll give it to Russo. I mean, he did book some good stuff. I mean,
Although Vince McMahon, this is kind of like where Vince McMahon gets a lot of his modern day bad habits from.
really,
Like this era, like it starts a little bit earlier than this. Like there was a time in the WWF, mid '80s, late '80s, whatever, where Vince McMahon himself was very methodical in his booking. He would book literally year for year. So it'd be WrestleMania, and he already knows where he wants to go for next WrestleMania. You look at, and this happens more like when the Monday Night Wars happens, and they go live with Raw, where he starts fucking tearing up fucking whole shows and blowing up whole shows the day of. A practice that he still does today. So the writing team will have this whole show fucking written, and he will blow up the whole show 60 minutes before they go on the air. And sometimes you can tell. And a lot of that really kind of gets going here, where everything's moving so fast and everything's changing literally on a dime on a weekly basis. And when you get the 2 shows on the twice a week basis, where you have guys who turn 3 times in a month, and there's title switches everywhere, and a lot of the bad habits that the modern WWE has can be attributed to this kind of era here. And it's funny that Vince is the type of person that will completely blow up a show, because he seems like the type of guy that once he has his mind made up, like this is what we're doing, he will fight that to the fucking end. Like he will shove guys down your fucking throat. But the way of and maybe it has something to do with the fact like, hey, the writers come up with the show and then he approves it, and then he didn't write the show, so he looks at it like an hour before, like, this shit sucks, pal, and then tears it up. I mean, that could be a possibility too, but very strange to me.
yeah, I mean, that would kind of suck if you had all that stuff going, but
Yeah, if you're a WWE writer, you're like, listen, I got this angle 6 months. Vince approves it, and then like week 2, he changes everything. I would fucking quit.
yeah,
And people have quit over that shit.
kind of. The next match we had on the card was for the WWF Tag Team titles. We had JFF, JARRETT, Double J Jeff Jarrett with the very vivacious Deborah.
Did you see her ass in this one? That's all I saw for the entire match.
Yes, I did. And the world's greatest wrestler.
You think Jeff Jarrett was fucking Deborah?
Yes.
100%. Like, you think that's the reason Steve Austin got him fired and shit?
Yes, I think that was.
Right.
With Owen Hart taking on the great team of D'Lo Brown and Test.
A makeshift team. These guys were actually enemies, and they were brawling all through the Battle Royal, and at the end of this match, they continue to brawl once again.
I mean, what were your thoughts on, the team of Jeff Jarrett and Owen Hart?
I really don't have anything good to say about it, because it's kind of where, this kind of leads to Owen's death. So it's like, it's kind of hard to be like, they would start the Blue Blazer stuff not too long after this.
And you say this, what was them being tag team champions and tag teams together, did it lead them how did it lead them into doing the Blue Blazer? I mean, they just decided, fuck it, we don't want this team together, or
No, I think he was like still kind of with Jeff.
Yeah.
For a while until he transitioned to doing the shit with the Blazer, and then they had the Blue Blazer come out, but it's really Coco Beware that one time. It was weird. It kind of like this is like it's just hard to watch because we know what happens like not too long after this.
Yeah, I mean, this is 1999. When did Owen die again?
September, I think.
Of 99?
Yeah.
Oh man, this is
May, like 2 months.
Oh man. Yeah, they were. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's still just baffles my mind just thinking like it's just like a lot of things in life. If one thing didn't happen, another thing wouldn't happen. I mean, if they decided they didn't want to go with this stupid Blue Blazer gimmick, Owen Hart would. I mean, he may have died of other things. I mean, wrestlers seem to kill themselves or OD or just die of old age. But I mean, he wouldn't have died 2 months later, and he would be in the WWE Hall of Fame. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch that Over the Edge pay-per-view. I missed that pay-per-view, so I didn't watch it live.
Yeah, I mean,
I think I had been watching it live. I probably would have stopped watching wrestling at that.
Yeah, I mean, is that even on the network?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think it's there, but I think all that other shit is edited out.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely a hard time. It's like, geez, how do you keep on going? I mean, I guess you have. I mean,
maybe
it just that would, that just sucks. But I mean, it's like one of those mini things. Just like if fucking Chris Benoit didn't snap and kill his family, I mean, he was a great wrestler. It's just shit like that like a guy
that the Chris Benoit stuff is what stopped me from watching wrestling on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
I was done after that. I started watching shoot interviews up to that point.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. It's like, I mean, maybe, I mean, it could have been, we're talking about, you hear about all these wrestlers suing WWF for, head trauma or whatever. I mean, it could have been, this all could have been prevented probably, maybe. We don't know. And it just, and he would have, I think Benoit would have been in the Hall of Fame. And Benoit, I mean, he had so much more to give the business, and it just, went down that dark hole, and it's just like, just sucks. I mean, it's just like you lost Chris Benoit, you lost Woman, you lost their kids. It's just like, I mean, and Woman was a great, heel valet. I mean, she was legitimately really hot.
Surprised they didn't bring her back in WWE, to be honest. I don't know.
Yeah.
If Chris put a kibosh on that, but they could have probably used her on this time too.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely, I mean, it's just one of those woulda, coulda, shoulda, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But next match, which they should not have had, was a fucking butterbean. Looks like a fucking butterball, taking on.
He beat the shit out of you though.
Yeah.
Like he's a legitimate athlete.
Yes.
But I don't even know how Vince even got this approved by the fucking athletic commission and shit. Like this was a shoot.
Yeah.
And poor fucking Mike Barton gets his fucking head fucking ripped off.
Yep.
But they like Vinny Pazienza and he beat up the fucking chicken. That's fun.
Which, of course, spoiler alert, was Pete Rose.
Yeah, but that's the swerve because the chicken come out there and then the chicken come out again.
Yeah, God. I mean, I'm glad that WWE does not do this. I mean, they don't have a lot of. They haven't recently had like a lot of like celebrity.
No, what was like the last one? Like Stephen Arnell, right? Was like the last one.
I don't know.
That were actually wrestled.
Yeah, I mean, I think the best celebrities that they had on there was, I think it was from Atlanta. It was a Raw. It was the Muppets. That was pretty cool. But I'm just
celebrities and wrestling are hit and miss. I think they should be just shot in the crowd. Like, hey, you're in the crowd. Or like a Bob Uecker scenario. Like that was fun. Like he was really good.
Yeah. You know who did not ever do celebrities I think maybe they did it once, was the National Wrestling Alliance. Did they ever do celebrity kind of shenanigans and tomfoolery?
I mean, guest referees, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but they weren't in the match. They
No, they
weren't
would
in,
have country music concerts in the middle of their fucking show though, all the fucking time.
yeah, I mean, they weren't in
Yeah,
angles.
Waylon Jennings for the Great American Bash '86. Fantastic. Nice job, guys.
I love Waylon Jennings from
Oh, go
1986.
fuck off.
What are you trying to say?
Waylon Jennings, you can't hold a candle to Earth, Wind, and Fire. Just saying.
I mean, Waylon Jennings had some great hits.
Yeah, which one?
Didn't he sing the Dukes of Hazzard theme song? Wasn't that him?
I don't know.
You know what?
I only watched that show for one reason. Booty.
You watched it for Uncle Jesse, didn't you?
I did. The only Uncle Jesse I listened to was the one from Full House.
Oh yeah, or Fuller House.
No, I didn't watch that shit. That was trash.
I mean, speaking of trash, I mean the Butterbean. I mean, come on, seriously, Butterbean. I mean, it's like having fucking Mike Tyson wrestle. I mean, it's like.
I mean, WrestleMania, what was it, WrestleMania 6? They're thinking about doing that?
Yeah, I mean,
they were legit, and there was talks like Hogan was going to shoot. Like, he's going to, it's like, I think I can beat Mike Tyson, brother.
Yep, yeah.
Like, there was always talks about that. And then Tyson gets in, goes to prison for fucking rape, and then he doesn't do that guest referee spot. So.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
But they eventually get him 98.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I mean,
with his Cold Stone.
Oh God, Mr. Steve Austin, God.
Cold Stone.
Oh man, have you watched any of those interviews on the network?
No. Although the Undertaker one seems interesting.
Yeah, I mean it's I mean it is what it is. I mean,
it's interesting. I mean that's the first kind of like interview like that because like it's not like Taker is going around doing shoot interviews all over the place. You know what I mean? So it's like that's like the best we're going to get with him. Like when Austin did that podcast with Vince, like that's like probably the only one we're ever going to get.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're pretty good. I mean, I haven't watched a lot of them, but
like, I'm sure it's going to be a scenario where Rob Feinstein interviews Vince McMahon. I don't think that's going to happen.
Probably, I mean.
Oh, what are your memories of WrestleMania 1?
God, I mean WrestleMania 1, freaking that had a lot of celebrities in it, but I mean it was also WrestleMania. I mean,
2 had the most for sure. 1,000%.
You really think that?
Yeah. Jean. What the fuck are you doing? You're watching pornos?
No, I'm not watching pornos. I'm bringing up something for you. So just keep on talking. Yeah, I mean,
that's gross. What are you bringing up?
Oh, your favorite theme song, your favorite country music singer is about to make an appearance on the program for a second.
Waylon Jennings?
Oh yeah.
Just a good old boy, never meaning no harm. Beats all you never saw, been in trouble with the law since the day they were.
I mean, how can you not be a fan of that theme song?
I'm more a fan of the Oak Ridge Boys, personally.
I mean, didn't Oak Ridge Boys, weren't they on a wrestling show? I'm sure they were.
They were Wrestle War '89.
Oh yeah, Wrestle War '89, which actually was actually a good. I thought it was a good program. I mean, other than, it was.
Yeah, what was the main event of that show?
Wasn't it Flair, Steamboat?
It was.
And then Terry,
from Nashville, yeah.
Yeah, then Terry Funk turned on him and started going crazy, and they started that program with Flair.
I drove him on the chair. Good stuff.
God, I mean, I think the best part of that program was when the Varsity Club came into the ring and they had those cheerleaders. It's 1989 or it's 1989, so I was like a shoot 14, I think. So yeah, I was.
Okay. You're shooting right into that sock that you have. It's crusty now.
I mean, come on, buddy. This is a family program. You know that.
Whose family?
Not my family.
Not mine either.
Oh man, the next match we had on the card was Mankind taking on a slim,
looking good, right?
Big Show, And whoever won this would be the referee the later on in the evening. Of course, Paul White, the Big Show, as they would call him, the Big Show, Paul White.
I always hated that name. I mean, yeah, I'm so used to it by now. It is what it is. At the time, I fucking hated it.
You hated the
Like,
name
what
Big
the
Show or
fuck is
Paul
that?
White? Well, what were your thoughts? What were your thoughts on them? Well, I mean, I think it was in WCW when they tried to do it, when they were acting like he was Andre the Giant's son. I mean,
They did.
What were your
He
thoughts
was.
on?
That's fucking great. It's good business.
Do you think people actually believed it?
No?
But
Who cares?
But like
It
you
doesn't
said,
matter if we believed it or not. Like, this guy he's such a heel, and he's claiming to be one of the greatest wrestling legend's sons. And if it wasn't true, that's more to heat. That's good heat. That's good heat.
yeah, I mean, no fan's gonna say no, you're not. I mean,
Yeah, like, motherfucker had a monster truck.
yeah, I
It's
mean,
fucking awesome.
I mean, the guy fell off the side of a building.
He did. He died, came back.
That was a sad day in
It
wrestling.
would make more sense if the Big Show was the Mummy, like the Yeti. Like, he dies and comes back as the Yeti. That makes more sense than what they did.
God, I mean the Yeti. I just love the I love the Yeti. Not really, but I mean
I think that was
that
that
was
Ron Stud?
yeah.
Yeah.
No, Ron. Yeah, Ron.
Ron Reese. Yeah.
Whatever the hell that tall, goofy guy was, they needed to cover him up because
He was good in fucking WCW NWO Revenge, though. I think he was in that game.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he was better in Memphis. I mean, good
That would
lord.
be Mid-South.
Mid-South, Memphis, whatever. I mean, people seem to be better in Memphis, Mid-South, USWA, Smoky Mountain, Portland Championship Wrestling. I don't know.
Pacific Northwest Championship Wrestling. Don't be a dick.
Championship Wrestling from Florida with your host, Golden Soli. God, I love fucking... I was watching on online. It came up on my Facebook feed. Don't even say it. It came up. It was the old WCW when Vince McMahon, did the wrestling on Saturday night, and they had the old introductions of WWF or NWA or whatever the hell they called it back then, coming to the Omni in Atlanta. It was really weird seeing all these WWF wrestlers coming.
The classic Crockett set is a WWF set. They just took the set.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, because they didn't have that set beforehand.
What do they have? Just
just Gordon at the podium. That's it.
yeah, you're right. But I mean, it
World Championship Wrestling fucking logo in the back, which they never should have changed the name. Georgia Championship Wrestling. That's the whole thing.
You didn't like Georgia Championship Wrestling?
I did.
How
They
about
should never change the name from Georgia. It should have always been Georgia Championship Wrestling.
Yeah.
They never should put the world in it.
No, they didn't. They should not have. They should not have done that. But I mean, and I'm just I love going on one of those benders, one of those YouTube, jumping in the old YouTube hole of like Championship Wrestling from Florida. I mean, there's so much of that out there. I mean, you were a fan of that, right? I mean, some of it.
I went back and watched all of it. So yes.
Oh, you watched? How did you do that? Did you look at? Do you have it on? Don't tell me. Don't tell me you have it on the DVD or digital.
I mean, most of it's on YouTube anyway.
Yeah.
So it's very little that's not on YouTube, regardless at this point.
If someone would want to go back and watch all of Championship Wrestling from Florida, what would they type in YouTube?
Championship Wrestling from Florida.
Yeah, I mean,
CWF maybe.
yeah. What years did you watch? What you said you watched it all? What the hell does that mean?
Well, as much as I could find. So there's a couple randoms from 79. Mostly it's gonna be 82, 83, 84.
Yeah.
Some 85.
Yeah, I mean, remember Ed the Bull Gantner?
Yeah.
It just brings back, it just, gives me a smile to think, that there was
A lot of them, most of the Sullivan stuff is there. The story of the family, that's on YouTube, so you can watch all the good stuff. You're not gonna see hey, Jack Briscoe taking out Terry Funk because they don't have it, but a lot of the Dusty stuff is there. The ascension of Barry Windham is there. You see Mike Rotunda's there, that kind of stuff. And you see most of the Dusty Sullivan stuff, which is probably the most important stuff that you want to watch anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna have to jump on that hole tonight before I hit the head. Jesus Christ!
There's your Yellow Dog there. Yeah, I know your favorite.
What?
Yellow Dog, the first Midnight Rider angle, that's there.
God. Oh, the Midnight Rider.
The good one. The good one.
I'm not even going to talk about that, but what were your thoughts on? Okay, this match ended. Mankind.
By DQ, and the whole premise is that the winner of this match was going to be special guest referee. So Vince is mad that Big Show got disqualified, slaps him, gets punched in the face. But Big Show had put Mankind out of commission, so there's no special guest referee for the main event. So it's going to be this Baby Earl.
Yeah, I mean, and then of course, the Big Show, Paul White, knocks out Vince McMahon. He comes to after his cronies.
Oh, they make the Union after this? Remember the Union? That was ridiculous.
And then they arrest him. He goes in the car. He looks like he's about 9,000 times too big for that car that they. But yeah, it's always funny when they do stuff like that, like cop stuff. And I remember when Vince McMahon got blown up in his limousine. It's like
that's the same time as the Benoit stuff. So I know Sherry died like around the same time too.
Yeah, a lot of bad stuff happened at one time, but
they're just making Vince's brother Rod McMahon. He really does have a brother, and his brother's real name is Rod. So Roderick McMahon. Like there's another McMahon out there. Apparently, he's wealthy also.
That's scary. I mean,
I want to meet Rod McMahon. Like I want to go to dinner with Rod.
I bet you do.
Yeah, I love me some Rod.
The next match we had on the card, Road Dogg, Goldust, Ken Shamrock, and Val Venus.
Yeah.
Not Val Venus. Ken Shamrock.
Oh, they fucked up Ken Shamrock so fucking bad. Oh
okay.
My fucking God.
Okay. Unpack it and tell everybody why the WWE fucked up Ken Shamrock.
So Ken Shamrock, legitimately the most dangerous man in the world, coming off stardom in the UFC. Now, people forget that Ken was a professional wrestler first, and then he went to mixed martial arts. So he's finally in for the. I mean, they were trying to get him for a while. He's finally in WWF, and they stick him right in the fucking mid card here. Like, there's no reason why he's not main eventing with Steve Austin. I don't understand why he's not. It's ridiculous. He had good matches with The Rock. Those are good. And that's about fucking it. Now, imagine a scenario, right? Because WWF both had Ken Shamrock and Dan Severn. So they say, hey, we get those guys signed and we get them over, and then you add to the mix a Chris Benoit. You add to the mix a Dean Malenko. You add to the mix a Kurt Angle. And you add to the mix a fucking Brock Lesnar. Like, imagine the fucking matches. Like, oh my God, it'd been ridiculous. And I'm not talking about like work rate five-star matches in Japan. I'm like kick-ass fucking, I'm going to beat the fuck out of you matches. Fucking Hoss matches with fucking Ken Shamrock versus fucking Brock Lesnar, which is a match they should bring back for at least Saudi Arabia. At the very fucking least.
Yeah, I mean
you see Ken Shamrock? He's still wrestling and he can still go. He looks like Al Bundy on steroids, though.
Oh God! Did he score 4 touchdowns in a single game? Like
I don't know, but like, look, Shamrock was like the baddest motherfucker on the planet.
Yeah,
legitimately, like holy shit. And what we got out of him was a mid-card babyface, sometimes heel.
Yeah, I mean, he is.
They never even did Shamrock versus Severn in the main event anywhere, like on a pay-per-view. Like, that would have brought in, like, the UFC crowd. For sure. Nope. Severn was NWA World Champion, I believe, at this time, too.
Yeah, I mean...
Fuck that up. And I still want to see Ken Shamrock versus... even Goldberg. Fucking Goldberg. Ken Shamrock versus Kurt Angle, for sure. Ken Shamrock versus Benoit. Ken Shamrock versus Malenko. Like... Sure.
The one person in this match, that brought fear into everyone's mind is.
I was about Ryan Shamrock's titties.
You like Val Venus?
I do. Like, Val Venus is a perfectly acceptable professional wrestler. No issues.
I mean, it's just like, yeah. I mean, it's just one of those things. It's like, I mean, he
Like,
was.
it's just a 1999 version of like Rick Rude. I mean, it's not much different.
Yeah. I mean, then.
I mean, that's what it is. I mean, yeah, like Rick Rude wasn't a porn star, but he was essentially a Chippendales dancer, which in like 1988 was essentially the same thing anyway in people's minds. It was that risque to put on at least WWF television. So again, not beefing with Val. Goldust is doing cool Goldust stuff.
I mean,
Road Dogg is probably the most limited out of the group, but Road Dogg is is a great wrestler in his own special way.
I mean, who would have thought this guy would still be fucking wrestling in 2020?
Goldust?
Yes. Would you have thought that?
He's the goddamn natural.
I mean, he's fucking awesome, man. I mean, I'm gonna actually gonna be seeing him. Hopefully, he'll be on
Really?
the AEW
Shit in your bathroom.
Yes. Hey, if the guy wants what?
You ever shit in your tub?
Not
You just
intentionally.
watch
Not intentionally.
Well,
I mean,
getting those enemas, I guess.
I mean, what can I say? I mean,
I just think that this kid in my elementary school, he used like to shit in the shower. I don't know. It's weird.
I mean, peeing in the shower, yeah. Pooping in the shower.
Hey, everyone pees in the shower. Like, if you're a guy and don't pee in the shower, then
You're
fuck you. How about
you're a
that?
little, as they would say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this match. I mean, of course, the Ken Shamrock, Val Venus, get counted out. So it comes down to Goldust and the Road Dogg, and then of course Ken Shamrock's sister, trips up Goldust, and 1, 2, 3, blah blah blah. Road Dogg is still the Intercontinental champion. So I mean, what are your thoughts on Road Dogg as the Intercontinental champion? I mean,
It's a little high for him on the roster. Not high for him at this point because the Intercontinental Championship has been depleted to such a degree that I can land in Road Dogg's lap. And, let's be honest, Road Dogg is not no Macho Man Randy Savage. Not the level star, the Ultimate Warrior, is not the technician as Brett. He's not, as quality worker as Shawn Michaels. So, there we go.
I mean,
Fantastic promo, though, for sure.
I mean, I know you're going to probably go off on this, so I'm going to give you the stage. I mean, we're talking about the Intercontinental Championship. Recently, the WWE has rebranded and relaunched the look of a lot of their titles. They put the 205, the Cruiserweight title on NXT. It's retarded, but that's beside the point. But the Intercontinental Championship, they took away the iconic look of the Intercontinental title. I mean, what are your thoughts on that? I mean, they had that same look for so many years, and then the Miz
minus the fucking 15 years in between, because Cody brought that design back. I think, yeah, Cody brought that design back. So they had the Intercontinental Championship that's probably in this match, if I recall correctly. Hey, listen, belts change over time. That wasn't always. I mean, even the IC belt, even the iconic design went through several incarnations and designs. Who gives a shit? It's the IC belt now. It's 2020. It's never going to be as relevant as it was in 1989, 1990, 91, 92, 93. So.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. I mean, just I thought you may have some enlightening rant and rage.
Who gives a shit? Isn't Braun Strowman champion now?
Yeah, he's
Why the fuck do you give him the belt? Braun Strowman is one of these guys' main event or fucking bust.
I mean, you don't even give him the Universal Championship.
No,
but you give him the
belt.
IT title? I mean, literally, why don't you just give him the... I mean, I don't know.
Just put the IC belt on Ricochet forever. How about that?
I would legitimately love that. I mean, I love fucking Ricochet.
Yeah, put the belt
so
on
good.
Ricochet for fucking a year and see what happens. Just see it. Just to fuck around. It's the IC belt. Who cares?
I mean, remember back in the day when people actually legitimately had belts for a year, 2 years? I mean, now it doesn't happen because they give a title to some guy. It's not popular on Twitter. It's not popular on social media. they 2 months later they take the belt away from him. I mean, it's all about. I mean, it's kind of like high school.
If you're booking a show based on what they say on fucking Twitter, then you need to be fired from your job.
I mean, I don't think that
Those are the
happened.
last people you listen to. And I'm on Twitter. I wouldn't listen to those motherfuckers.
I mean,
You book for the crowd that's in the fucking arena.
Yeah.
Because the arena crowd will give the reaction that you desire. Hence, the people at home will react the same way. For example, Royal Rumble, when they booed the fuck out of Roman Reigns, he wasn't necessarily getting booed before that. People weren't really hating on him. But that live crowd turned the entire audience against Roman Reigns, or for Daniel Bryan, or for CM Punk, or for Kofi Kingston, or for Becky Lynch. It was the crowd in the arena that sets the tone for everyone else.
yeah, I mean,
So if the crowd doesn't react to something, the people at home are not going to give a shit about it. So always, bookers, writers, motherfuckers on the internet, fantasy bookers, armchair quarterbacks, always book for the arena. Never book for the general audience on television.
I mean, yeah. I mean, and I mean, we're going on this thing about Twitter. I mean, if for some strange reason, I say this each and every week, and I will say this
Every week, no one listens. I don't get any more people that follow me. Says, "Oh, you're great on the show." They usually tell me just to go fuck myself.
I mean, because I mean, I would tell you that, but I need somebody each and every week to kind of be my
You do.
my sidekick and my human Wikipedia. Because, like I tell everybody, they go, "Hey, how's the show going?" I'm like, "Fuck! If I didn't have the great Alex G on the program, it would just be me talking to myself."
Yeah.
And I do that a lot as it is. But if people, I say this each and every week, if people have not gotten enough of your dulcet tones, your great voice, and they want to know more, learn more, and watch more, how can they get on your YouTube channel and on your Twitter?
All right. So for YouTube, you want to type in retro wrestling games, and we're the first thing that pops up. So at that point, you want to subscribe, watch a video, fucking like it, leave a comment. Don't be an asshole. And on Twitter, it's at RW Games Presents. That's where you want to find me on Twitter. I don't argue about stupid shit.
Yeah, you do.
I do not. Usually post pictures of G.I. Joes and Transformers.
God, are you into those stupid dolls still? I mean, God, come on.
I mean, all those earrings are a blow up, first of all, with the customizable holes.
Oh man. As we move on to the next match of the evening, we had Kane without China taking on Triple H. Of course, Triple H. This is before the
Babyface
match.
Triple H. Babyface DX Triple H here.
And before the match, the big chicken, the Philadelphia, whatever the fuck, the chicken.
Yeah, the San Diego
chicken, Montreal screw job, whatever. Comes in there, tries to, hook it up with Kane. That doesn't really work, and it's Pete Rose. And then, of course, Triple H, his music hits. He comes in from the crowd, and he ambushes Kane. I mean, can you believe that a man that ugly?
Okay, let's see if anyone remembers that. Kane was part of what? The corporation, right?
Yes.
He wasn't in the ministry, that's for sure. So
No.
if he wasn't in DX and he wasn't in, well, yeah. So he wasn't in the corporation, wasn't in DX. He had to be in the corporation.
Yeah, because they were talking about how China turned on Triple H the week before, or the weeks before on Raw, and she was in love with Kane, and I'm like, who would have thought in 2019 that he would be the mayor in Tennessee, in Knoxville, Tennessee? I mean,
first of all, it is Knoxville, Tennessee, first and foremost. So
there's nothing wrong with Tennessee other than the whole entire state.
Been to Tennessee?
Yeah. You're the only 10 I see. Yes.
Dick.
Hey, listen here, jackass. Yeah, I go to Tennessee a lot. We go camping in the old in-laws RV. So it's
Okay.
so I mean I know you've probably never been into Tennessee because I mean
I've been to Kentucky though.
I mean I'm not sure if they're to be honest with you this is a shoot. I don't know if they're big fans of people from the north up in Tennessee. I'm just saying.
I mean, I don't think my complexion helps either. To be completely honest.
Hey, I don't see color. Everyone's equal to me. So I'm
No.
just saying. I mean are from Long Island. I mean it's just like I mean.
It is. It's part of New York.
Yeah, well, I know, and I mean, I think they feel bad for you because they come to find out you collect dolls, but I'm sorry, they're action figures, right?
They are action. First of all, they are action figures.
Are you one of those people that keeps them in the box?
No, those people are weird.
No, those people are called fucking Zack Ryder and Kurt
Here's the
Hawkins.
thing, like, okay, I'll give you an example. I wouldn't buy it, but say I came across like 1984 Superpowers Batman, right? That's a $200 figure on the package, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to take it out of the package. But I wouldn't want it. I would buy one that was loose because I display loose.
Yeah, I mean,
But if someone gave it to me, I would sell it and then buy like 3 loose ones.
I mean, you like loose things, but that's.
I do, because that's the way I can fit my shit inside.
Oh God! Oh man, this. I mean, what were your thoughts on this match? I mean,
it's fine. I mean, it's Kane versus Triple H. Triple H is not good yet. He'll get good by the end of this year, though.
yeah, I mean,
Remember Kane? Hey, I saw this picture of Kane when he was teaming with X-Pac and he had a green outfit. Is that like legitimate or is that like someone photoshopping the fuck out of it?
I don't know.
Looks fucking weird. But yeah, Kane, Triple H, and China turns on Kane and then she's back with Triple H and Jim Ross like, China is home. So Kane wins by See, you can tell that Triple H has no stroke at this moment because he loses to Kane by disqualification.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely. I'm not sure when he starts booking stuff. And
when he starts fucking Stephanie, that's for sure.
I mean, yeah.
That's not too long from. I don't know, that's pretty close. We're pretty close to that at this point.
Oh boy,
And right in the butthole too, from what I understand. So good for you.
Good for you. Good for you, Paul.
Right in the butt.
Good Lord. I mean, maybe she likes it that way. I don't know.
Get on Stern.
I mean, people who like it in that general area, like China. I mean, I'm just saying.
They're usually Greek people.
Yeah, I mean, well, China.
Greek saddle.
I mean, China leaves wrestling and starts doing porn, but.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What do you mean? Yeah.
Well, like the first 2 tapes were like sex tape releases, and then she went into porn proper though, but it's kind of disturbing to watch.
What her pornography videos are disturbing to watch?
The one that's weird is when like they have fake Vince McMahon and fake Stephanie McMahon, and she fucks them both.
That is weird.
There's one in the ring where like there's a fake Mean Gene, and he fucking jizzes right in her face, and Triple H and Steve Austin and Hulk Hogan. Sorry.
Boy.
Don't watch that, folks. Don't watch that movie.
Do not watch that, folks. But the next match you would want to watch is for the WWF Women's Championship.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on this? I mean,
power bombs like she's fucking Sid Vicious.
2 fairly attractive ladies.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Luna Vachon in this match, but she gets fired.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny how people, have these chances and then they just suddenly get fired. I don't know.
Fired. I guess you had to fight with Mark Marrow, Sable, shit like that.
Yeah, I guess Mark had some stroke back then. So.
No, from Sable had the stroke. For
okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Still does.
Isn't she married to Brock?
She is. That's why I don't say anything bad about her ever.
Because for some strange reason he'll be listening and he'll find out where you live and come beat the crap out of you.
Hey, you never know if Brock Lesnar's listening to your podcast, first and foremost. He might be.
I mean, I heard he's a big fan of your YouTube channel.
He does. He watches it all the time.
I'm just saying. I mean, you have to have him on there one time.
You get to see where people are watching from, and he's the only motherfucker I know in fucking North Dakota. So it's definitely Brock.
Yeah, it is interesting to see like statistics and kind of where people are watching or listening, the podcast from.
UK, is that right?
Huh?
Big in the UK?
Yeah, we're big in the UK. We're big. Actually, we're big in Australia.
Really?
Yeah.
Those guys can't get enough of that one.
Yeah, I mean, we're big. We're big all over the country. I mean, we haven't penetrated Hawaii yet. So,
You haven't penetrated much lately.
no. I have been married for 20 years, so of course no. I have a 4-year-old who gets on my nerve all the time and pulls out my hair.
All the time.
All the time.
You don't even have any hair. I think you going for the eyebrows?
No.
No. Oh.
I have no hair, so yeah, he tries to grab other hairs, but I kick him. I say, don't touch me there.
I'm kicking little kids.
Yeah, probably. He kicks me, so.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a shoot fight, but I mean, this match, I mean, the WWF Women's Championship.
What are
I
you
mean,
wearing? Like she's in this fucking cat fucking costume thing.
what?
She was like wearing this fucking cat costume thing.
Yeah, I mean, meow, meow.
Like, look how light their fucking women's division. Like, they couldn't have like Sable versus Miss Jacqueline at this point, like, or Ivory.
I mean, they could. I mean, I kind of equate it to AEW's women's division. They both suck.
Say about the fucking women's division. If you can't do it right,
Don't do it at all.
don't do it at all.
No,
Okay.
I mean, there's actually only one wrestler now that they brought in that could actually be pretty good in their division, but I'm not a big fan of Britt Baker, DMDS or whatever the hell she is. Not a fan. I mean,
Have you
awesome,
worked any matches?
huh?
Has Brandy Rhodes worked any matches?
I think so. I have a couple like tag team matches maybe, but I mean, I'm a big fan of Awesome Kong. I mean,
Who isn't?
she's a legitimate nice lady. When I worked a show with her, I mean, she's
She's a sweetheart.
yeah, she's great. Kind of the whole like cutting hair gimmick that's just weird, but yeah, I mean, the champion Rio is just terrible. I mean, it's just
That should be on Kong. She should be destroying everybody.
I mean, I'm surprised it's not. I mean, I mean, most of my friends are who
Is Rio fucking Kenny Omega?
is Rio Kenny Omega.
Is she fucking him?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Isn't he with that? Oh no, that's a gimmick. Didn't he have a tag team partner that had like a kind of like a gay vibe in New Japan? Maybe not. I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't want to start rumors in any way, but it's like one of those things. It's like, yeah, Kong should have the belt. She shouldn't have the belt. I mean, the Bucks should have the tag team titles. I mean, even though Kenny Omega and
Which one of the Young Bucks is losing their hair? Looking like Shawn Michaels and shit.
God, I'm not sure. I know. I mean, all I know is that when
Nick Jackson losing it?
yeah, all I know is that I'm
You're
gonna
holding that up, brother. You need to get the bandana going.
Yeah, it's funny how a lot of people that I've known that are like promoters and promotions, they're always the champion. But I don't see
Can't double cross yourself either.
huh?
Can't double cross yourself.
No, I mean I don't ever see Cody being champion. I mean I don't see the Bucks being tag team champions because they know it's. I mean it's expected. It's like people are surprised that he's not the champion, that he hasn't beat La Champion, Chris Jericho. I think my thing is that I think Jack Hager is going to turn on Chris Jericho, and
Is that American? Is that why he's going to do that?
Yes. Okay. I mean, are you? I know you're a big MJF fan because you said that. I mean, that guy the other week. This is kind of on a tangent and has nothing to do with the show that we're currently talking about, which of course is WrestleMania 15. He was walking around the ring and people gave him money. He ripped the money in half. He slapped some people. He started kissing. That guy is legitimately an asshole.
Good heat. It was good heat.
Oh, he's and I mean I've heard that he, like you said, people from Long Island. You know people from Long Island that act like that.
Half my high school, for sure.
I'm glad you weren't like that.
Sometimes.
I'm glad you weren't like that, or were you?
Sometimes.
But I mean, it is what I mean. Back then, I mean, back in '99, I mean, the women's. How many years was it until they started calling it the Divas? When did they start?
Because they always had the women's belt, because they had two belts.
Yeah.
So, like, in 2010 is when they unified the belts, and they had that butterfly the fucking grossness that they had. So probably like 2010 is probably when they did it around there.
Yeah, so they had about another 11 years before they. It's just like, I mean, I will give it to the WWE. Their women's division currently is really good. I mean,
probably one of the best compiled women's divisions since like All Japan Women's in the 80s.
Yeah, and I will fight you tooth and nail if you don't agree that Charlotte Flair is probably the best women's wrestler.
Like bell to bell work?
Yes.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
I mean, and she's great on the mic. I mean, she's pretty. I mean, and her current fiance is on 30-day suspension for.
I was looking at a picture of Charlotte in fucking NXT. She looks like a different person.
Because
did the nose job fucking make that much of a difference?
Probably that, and she's probably working out a lot more. I mean,
probably, yeah.
I mean, it is interesting how people go.
It's staggering how different she looks.
Yeah, I mean, when was, I don't know how many years ago that she was in NXT.
It's been a while, man.
Yeah, she's been around for a minute, but I still say she needs to turn on her father. I'm just saying. She needs to turn on Ric Flair, or Ric Flair needs to turn on her and cost her like a championship. That would be fucking awesome. And I wish that would just be a great angle. I'm surprised that they haven't done that, but maybe they will. You don't see them doing that?
No.
Because that's just dumb.
I feel like they did it like half-assly once.
Yeah, I mean they do a lot of half-assly things, like me.
I don't think it was like they did it, but it wasn't done well. So, yeah, but I think the women's division is strong. There's a lot of female competitors that I enjoy. They're probably one of the best things about the WWE right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think the one thing that was bad about the WWE back in the Attitude Era, back in '99, was the damn European title.
Yeah, what was the deal with that? Like, I know it was like a belt for Davey Boy to win, like in England.
But they
fucking left that shit fucking forever.
Yeah, I mean, and they defended in the United. It's kind of like it's kind of like I don't know. It's just weird.
It's very strange, and like every once in a while, someone will take the belt and do some fun things with it. But overall, it was like I was glad when they got rid of it. They got rid of it like during the invasion when they got rid of the IC belt too. They unified them and shit, and then they got unified into the WWE Championship.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. It's like,
but this match is really good, and like Shane was only training for like I don't know 2 months with like Dr. Tom Pritchard to get ready for this match, and Shane is a fantastic. Like he's much better here than he is now. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
X-Pac had a hell of a match, and and then Triple H and China they turn on X-Pac and they joined the corporation.
Awesome. I mean, who would have thought this Shane McMahon?
I think this is when the Triple H starts doing his fucking his Shane Douglas cosplay.
Yeah,
because it's not a bigger cosplayer wrestler than Triple H. He's always trying to be someone else.
Yes, and sometimes
chainmail. Like, doesn't Steiner do? Doing chainmail. Okay. Oh, look, he looks like the beard. Oh, he looks like Shane Douglas. Oh, he got mutton chops like he's motherfucking Harley Race. What the fuck?
I mean, who the hell would want to be like Scott Steiner? I'm just saying. Wear chainmail in 2020, really?
He was wearing it for a little bit.
He still wears it. He wore it coming back to the NWA. I mean, it's fucking that, and he brought the fucking old NWA title back. But
you don't like Scott Steiner, huh?
I do not. I mean, I would legitimately want to go to his Shoney's restaurant in Acworth, Georgia, which I think one of these days I will, because like I've told before.
How far away is that from you?
Maybe about a half hour.
That's not bad at all. It's like down the fucking street.
Yeah, it's not that. And did you know? Okay, it's the only Shoney's in the entire country that has a bar.
Like a legit,
like a legitimate liquor bar. Like, I mean, a beer bar that you can, sit up and drink drinks. I mean,
open 24 hours.
I'm not sure, but I've heard he's there all the time, and I heard I give him shit on the program, but I heard he's legitimately a nice guy, unlike Mr. Olive Garden, who's I will never ever be a fan of. But
that's because you touch your pee-pee. That's why.
Yes, and I said no, but he said I don't care.
He's like, me too.
He's like, you want to see my meat? He said, Do you want to see my meat sauce? And I'm like, I have no idea what that means, but no.
You're still mad that he got on AEW before you did.
Yes, I am. Well, yeah, I'm gonna bring a sign to AEW because I think we're gonna be on Hardcam side that says Justin Roberts took my job, or Justin Roberts sucks. But I'm just saying, I love Justin Roberts. He's really good at his job. He's other than the fact that sometimes you can't hear him because of the audio problems, but that's. I have a bunch of friends who work for TNT and said they've been having some technical difficulties. Which
fucking Turner folks, man. What the fuck?
Which is surprising that
they put the D Squad like the D's did for Nitro.
Well, yeah, I mean, but the funny thing is, their show, which they did live from the Bahamas, looked perfect compared to their other. It's just weird. I guess it's just, I don't know.
You need to bring in Jackie Crockett first of all.
Is he still alive?
Jackie Crockett, yeah, he was a long time cameraman.
Yes, I know who he is. I just didn't know if he was alive or dead or.
I think if Jackie Crockett would have died, I would have been like the first person to find out.
Probably. I mean, he did also always wear shorts and.
He did.
It was just weird. Yeah, but God, what kind of...
Speaking of Crockett's, I need David Crockett on commentary.
Have you seen Jimmy and David Crockett recently when they did the whole? Yeah.
I mean, yes, you make fun of the way they look, but they're fucking 99 years old. Count them some slack. Fuck.
I mean, what can I don't know.
Jim Crockett looks like his dad. Like if you see pictures of Jim Crockett Sr.
Yeah.
Jim Crockett Jr. just they look identical at this point. I mean, much like fucking Barry Windham looks like Blackjack Mulligan right now.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks like he fucking ate Blackjack Mulligan. Did Kendall Windham still alive, right?
Yeah.
Is he still as skinny as he used to be, or is he as big as Blackjack?
He's fucking watch. I don't highly recommend this, but watch 99 WCW. See Kendall Windham there. Looking big. Hey, those Windham boys. They start out real skinny. They don't end up that way.
No. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if Blackjack ever was skinny, but maybe back when he was born. I don't know. Just saying.
Oh, Bob Mulligan.
Oh, man, the next match we had, The Undertaker taking on Cobb County's favorite policeman, the Big Boss Man.
Yeah, he fucking murdered him on TV. What the fuck was this?
It was 1990 WWF, so...
Yeah, fucking. First of all, this is the worst fucking Hell in a Cell match probably ever. I think we can say that with the utmost confidence, correct?
Yeah.
Like, I don't count like the Hell in a Cells that actually happened at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Fuck that shit. I'm talking about like legitimate Hell in a Cell fucking matches. And this has to be the worst one. Like 1,000%.
Yeah.
Undertaker's a goddamn devil at this point. Liked his music though. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean...
The brood come down from fucking the ceiling and shit, and they fucking hung the fucking Big Boss Man. Fucking A.
Rest in peace, Big Boss Man.
Yeah, fucking killed him. Everything. We're doing a lot of, like, fucked up shit. Like, Boss Man was like, he fed Al Snow the dog shit. Oh, the dog. Not the dog shit, but the dog. Fucking dragged fucking Big Show's dad's coffin around.
That was funny, but that was
fucking hilarious.
It's like,
but they fucking killed him on TV too. Fuck it.
I was like, oh my god, he really didn't. And then of course the car with the big bullhorn on the top and everything. Yeah. It's like, oh my god,
that's like legitimately a prop in fucking Blues Brothers.
I mean, I was just like, it's like, yeah. I don't know who came up with that angle, but that was pretty funny. I mean,
sure.
But then, there's not really much to say about this shitty match. I mean, other than the fact they killed the Big Boss Man and
the Boss Man. Undertaker's a goddamn devil, and the brood comes down from the ceiling.
But then we have the main event: Stone Cold Steve Austin taking on the man who introduced the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers the other evening at the super. The big game.
Are they really fucking suing people for saying the fucking name?
Yes.
Who are they fucking doing this to?
I don't know. I don't want to take a chance, but I know Roger Goodell.
You're making this up.
That's a shoot, brother. I remember my job, the Weather Channel. They did a halftime show 2 years ago. The NFL called and told them to stop the show because they owned copyrighted and owned the words halftime. So they don't play ball with you. But I heard Roger Goodell is a big fan of the program and a big fan of your YouTube channel.
He does. Him and Tom Brady. They listen to it together.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they do a lot of things together. But the main event, The Rock, Stone Cold, the fucking Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Your thoughts on this main event at WrestleMania 15?
Fucking really good. Not their best match together. Their best match together is fucking 17. 1,000%. But really good fucking match. Good angles leading up to this. Essentially, this entire WrestleMania is Rock and Austin and everything else.
Yeah.
And everyone knows the story about why Austin's wearing the T-shirt because he left his fucking vest at home.
He did.
Austin's the only wrestler to win the WWF Championship in back-to-back WrestleManias, so that's a big deal. And, fucking good stuff, man. It's like you gotta drink it in, man, because this is like I always make the point to say that the Attitude Era is only good in highlights, which is true. Because if you had to slog through fucking these Raws, and then what? I dare motherfuckers. Fucking June to fucking September of 99 Raws. I dare you motherfuckers to watch that shit.
Okay.
I dare you.
I'll fucking watch it.
I know because you're a loser, but still, a glutton for fucking punishment. Don't watch that shit. That's not good. Point being, this is the Attitude Era to everyone. So when people think Attitude Era, they're not giving a fuck about no Mark Henry, no Hardcore Holly, Al Snows. No, it's Rock and fucking Austin. This is what made the era. And the matches they had were really good. Promos were good. Angles were good. Everything was solid across the board. Very little fucking waste on this.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a great main event. I'd ask you, off air before the program that I was gonna. I don't know why I'm doing this again because you picked the show last week.
Your fault, stupid.
Well, yeah, that's beside the point. I'm letting you pick the next two shows that we'll be talking about, so give the fans a little heads up so they can watch it. What are those two shows that we're going to be watching for next week and then in 2 weeks' time?
We are going to watch Halloween Havoc, 1993. Big Van Vader taking on Cactus Jack.
And that'll be next week on the program. How about the next week after that?
The next week after that, I think I'm going to throw a little curveball at you.
Whoa. We're going to watch that stuff you say I can't watch with my wife?
No, not XPW.
Okay. I still need to look that up.
We are going to watch Collision in Korea.
Collision in Korea.
Collision in Korea.
So, folks, we have Halloween Havoc 1993, Vader, Cactus Jack, and Collision in Korea. Those are the next two shows.
You know what the attendance for Collision in Korea was?
75,400.
Combined total of 355,000 people. Main event of this show, Antonio Inoki taking on Ric Flair.
How many fucking days was the show?
2 days. So they did 165 the first day and 190 the second day.
Was it in the Tokyo Dome?
No, this was in Korea. Hence the
Korea.
name Collision in Korea.
Sorry, Korea. That is an abnormally large amount of people watching wrestling.
It is. You have, on commentary, you have Eric Bischoff and Sonny Ono, mate.
God. Are you a big fan of Sonny Ono's?
I love Sonny Ono.
Yeah, because
he called him Sonny Bono for no reason.
Because he was he was there with Muda, or was it Muda that he was there with?
Ultimate Dragon. I took pictures with him.
Yeah, I don't know. I get everybody mixed up. Just saying.
He's so little, but I want to put him in my pocket.
Oh man, but
match for Collision in Korea, by the way.
Oh,
Chris Benoit taking on Too Cold Scorpio, Yuji Nakata versus Ichiwawa, Masahiro Chono and Hiro Sato taking on El Samurai and Yasuda, Bulga Nakano and Kira Tokyo taking on Manami Toyota and Mariko Yoshida, Shinja Hashimoto taking on Scott Norton, Road Warrior Hawk versus Taya Yoshida, Steiner brothers taking on Hase and Sasaki, and Flair taking on Inoki. There's a Savage match that I guess they didn't tape. It's on here.
And kind of give a rundown of the matches for next week. I mean, are there any good matches that you want people to kind of just?
I mean, Cactus Jack and Vader for sure. That's a big fucking deal. On top of that, Dustin Rhodes taking on Stunning Steve Austin, Sid taking on Sid Vicious, the Nasty Boys taking on your favorite wrestler, Marcus Alexander Bagwell, and Too Cold Scorpio. Lord Steven Regal taking on Davey Boy Smith, Paul Orndorff and Ricky Steamboat. And in the main event, Ice Train Charlie Norris and the Shockmaster versus Harlem Heat and the Equalizer.
Speaking of the Shockmaster,
he's got Flair versus Rude on this show for the WCW International Championship, which we get to talk about, which is fun.
Oh, man, I love that International Championship. Holy crap. That was my favorite belt. But, I mean, overall, what would you give WrestleMania 15 in a ratings, 1 to 10?
Out of 10?
Yeah.
7.
Yeah, I'd give it about a 8.
It's high. I mean, it's high because it's all right. You have to look at it in 1999 eyes, not 2020 eyes. Like, if you look at it 2020, it's like maybe like a 5 or a 6. You get another point if you look at it like 1999. But it's a good show. It's more titties though.
Yeah, I mean it was. I mean it wasn't the best. But I mean it was.
It's not. I mean it's 1999 WWF, so it's like you're not gonna have like these 5-star classics. I mean, like we said, the roster is depleted, but for what they had, it's a really good show.
Yeah, I mean,
we've seen WCW with 3 times the amount of talent have shit shows.
Yeah, I mean, and you're talking about your favorite wrestler, the Shockmaster. I mean, I've been talking with him, became friends with him recently. He's gonna be on the program soon.
Uncle Fred.
Yeah, it's definitely that'll definitely be an odd, funny sit down one-on-one interview. But
I want Uncle Fred T-shirts. This is Uncle Fred.
Yes. For the great Alex G, as always, I am David Fine. Once again, next week, we will be talking about Halloween Havoc 1993. And then the week after that, we have Collision in Korea. Go on the network, go on YouTube, go on whatever format, whatever platform you get your wrestling fix on and watch it. And as always, we'll talk to you in the past.